Hello and welcome to Spotlight, where we shine the light on a particular product or service that's drawn our interest. At the recent IDEX 21 show in Abu Dhabi, our attention was caught by a luxury SUV with a novel-looking storage box on top. Well, it turned out to be part of a launch from Signal, which is an area of UAE's Edge Group. It's part of the Electronic Warfare and Intelligence Division. But the company unveiled two state-of-the-art solutions that offer a tactical advantage against growing threats against property or people. vProtect, a radio frequency communication jamming system, and NavControl-G, a specialised counter-drone capability, look like they could become game changers when it comes to protecting vital assets or personnel. Well, let's look at the risks to the personnel first. Threats to key people have been a reality for centuries. The only thing different now are the weapons of choice. So much more is done remotely by triggering IEDs to take out a convoy, but not when it comes to our latest vehicle. Waleid Al Mesmari, the Vice President of Programme Management at Signal's Electronic Warfare and Intelligence Cluster, explained.
Sure. So here in Signal, which is an electronic warfare technology provider for the defense and the intelligence sector, we are happy to unveil one of the best technologies within the market when it comes to a convoy jammer. We are providing a jammer that can jam or nullify electromagnetic waves or radios that will help to protect I would say, the VIPs, and specifically by jamming the radio signals within 200 megahertz to 6 gigahertz. It provides 16 channels that will be scanning, this frequency range in order to understand what are the threats and nullify them. Not only that, actually, but also in the same time, it will provide a protection dome of 2 to 1 ratio, which will help on nullifying the threat. We are really proud to say that today in the market, for such capability, usually you will have a bigger antennas, bigger cars, and a car that you can spot from everywhere. We are happy to say that we are able to fit our solution in less than the space being utilized usually. Not only that, but we are also providing a much powerful system that can nullify the threat.
vProtect's flexibility will prove very useful for those planning the movement of key personnel. But one challenge that I saw was that as it's a mobile, active and reactive high-power jammer system, it must need to draw a fair amount of power to successfully combat the threats of IEDs and drone attacks. So I asked Waleid, how do the vehicles cope?
We are actually to have two operation modes. One from the car itself, and the other one would be through a generator that's being fitted within the trunk of this capacity. And that's bring me to a really good point, talking about the beauty of the design that Signal engineers have done in order for it to be a modular, in order for it to be adaptable, and in order to be utilized without the engine to be open for a long time.
So your people can be protected while on the move, but a growing threat comes when property is at risk. And this is where a practice called spoofing comes into its own. At this dual unveiling at IDEX, Signal also showed how their spoofing device, called NavControl-G, can help prevent unwanted UAVs from trespassing into specific locations. This sophisticated transmitter unit is designed to fool the UAV's navigation systems into thinking the target is somewhere else, and can allow the defending units control, and they can neutralize the UAVs, as Waleid explains.
We are actually expanding our portfolio to ensure that we are providing the best solutions to the security and the defense sector. Signal has unveiled NavControl-G, which focus on emulating GPS signals and protecting, I would say, sensitive areas from rogue UAVs or rogue unmanned vehicles. It can nullify multiple threats at the same time. What we'll do actually, first of all, it will jam the GPS signal being provided to that specific, threats, and it will send also, or it will emulate the GPS signal in order to ensure that this rogue UAVs either being diverted from that sensitive area or continue to hover and go back depending on the configuration being provided by the UAV itself.
Well, these systems are being totally developed in the UAE itself by Edge. And I asked Waleid if he felt that the UAE was now attracting the right engineering talent from home and abroad.
I think, Signal or Edge in general and Signal in particular, it's embody, the UAE at large when it comes to embracing the nationalities coming, from every part of the world. In the UAE today, I think, we have more than 250 nationalities reside in this peaceful country. And this is a DNA within the company itself that we are attracting the best talents, but at the same time we're also empowering the UAE new generation to be able to provide a knowledge-based economy with such advanced solutions. So we have a lot of pride to say today Edge is providing a UAE-based solutions being designed, developed, and hopefully will be supported and sustained by UAE nationals along with international talents.
Well, that was Waleid Al Mesmari from Edge, and it's great to see such essential security products being proudly made in the UAE. Thanks for watching.